Hey everyone, welcome to episode 3 of Bridge the Gap DFS, Fistful of Quarter Arcades. Today we'll talk about how do we start growing our bankroll, what do we do after a night of results, where do we record them, what does that look like. So we'll go ahead and start with that. I'll go slow since it's the first time that we're going to cover it. And every day this is the same thing I do either every night after results or every morning before attacking the new set of slates for the day. So what we'll go ahead and do is start with where to find this on DraftKings. So the first thing that you want to do is you want to go to contest, and then you want to go to history. And then you want to click download entry history. Takes a second to load, so while that loads, what we'll go ahead and do is review our spreadsheet. And after the initial bankroll challenge, what I decided to do, just to show you guys, again, full transparency, is we'll only do the dollars for the mini-max because that's the lowest that we can get at the mini-max. And I want to show you guys why you should not play in that tournament until you're absolutely ready for it by getting through some of these smaller levels on our slates here for some of the other contests. Playing at a quarter, I want to show you that you can make money playing at the quarter. That's how you can establish a bankroll. And then at that point, you can start to level up throughout the process. So we'll go ahead and take a look at our results for the night. That spreadsheet will pop up. Here we go. We'll open it up. There we go. Okay, so played some preseason NFL last night, so don't really want to get into that. That's not really our mission for the day. We'll cover NFL once the regular season starts. So the first thing that I do is I always expand this category out, this one as well, and then we'll scroll down to our Major League Baseball results, MLB. So as you guys can see, I play a lot of volume, and again, that's to diversify and to help you stay growing your bankroll steadily. It also helps any downturns in variance where, hey, you know what, in this game, the showdowns, I'm not doing so well, but on the classic styles and the micro boosters, I actually made money last night. So what could have been a disaster of a night ended up being not so bad. So what we'll do is we'll go back to the top. And the first thing that I do is I label every single type of slate that I played in the night before. Again, I play every single slate. I play the main slate, the small slates, the 2 gamers, the 3 gamers, 4, 5, 6. It doesn't matter to me. I play in every single slate. And again, the reason for that is a lot of the sharks, the guys at the top, the guys that I showed you on that list yesterday, they're only playing in the main slate. So that means we can attack these opportunities without some of the best players in the world in there and really get our reps, build up our sample size, and be able to see, okay, well, you know what? Maybe on the main slates, if I want to be one of the top players, that's going to be really challenging, but I can learn what I'm doing at some of the smaller slates. And then as that progresses, we'll be able to attack the main slates with more confidence. So the first thing that I do is I'll just label everything that attributes to a certain slate. So we can see here, this is the late night slate. So I'll just go and drag this down for all of the contests that are on the late nights. So now we're coming up to some satellites. You can see satellite. So I'll label this satellites because I want to separate everything into its own category again. So if we're siphoning money somewhere, we'll be able to isolate it, adjust, and then plan accordingly about how to get better moving forward. So then we'll go into the night slate. And I'll just do this for everything that I played. So we have a micro booster, 10x booster, And I'll get into why I only play the 10x boosters and I don't do the triple ups or the quintuple ups. Again, it's ROI, it's bang for your buck. And as we dig into this stuff, I'll gradually get into everything. I don't want to overwhelm you guys, but I got a ton of content coming up, and we'll just chip away and help you guys build a really solid foundation. So we have another satellite here. So I'll just do this throughout the whole spreadsheet of all the games that I played. And then, we get to the classics. That'll stay classic. So we'll go ahead and close this out. I just wanted to show you guys how I sort it. I also went ahead and broke down my volume last night. So I'll show you what the spreadsheet looks like sorted and how we can go about getting that into our spreadsheet to record our results here and in the individual pages. So we'll go to the actual results. So you can see here everything is sorted into the category. So I do 150 for the mini maxes, classic for the main slate. We have our late night, our micro boosters, our night slate, satellites. Then there were 2 turbos in addition to the showdown. So here's all our showdowns, turbo 1, turbo 2, and then winner take all. So we'll go ahead right now and we'll just sort our results for the night and we'll log it. So you can see in this contest, the mini-max, there are 23,000 entrants into the contest, and I took 14th, which you would think is awesome. Oh, you made a crap ton of money. I won $40, and $1 into 40 is awesome. But let's start to look at what that looks like. Okay, so won 173, 150 entries, so I only made $23. So that's the whole point of why you should avoid playing in the 150 contest until you're absolutely ready. It's extremely challenging. It takes a lot of patience, a lot of discipline. So, a lot of the times we can just look at, oh, well, it's $2,000 first place, and that's going to change my life, and that pays my rent and my car, and blah, 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 blah. And yeah, that's fine and that's great, but the reality of winning that tournament consistently is extremely challenging. So we'll go ahead and we'll do our first night. SaberSim is one of the websites that I use, and we'll just minimize this box here. And you can see the slates. So yesterday's 150, 824, 4:05 p.m. start time, because again I'm on the West Coast. We had a 14-game slate. We put 150 into play. We won 173. So again, we'll put in the formula: E2 minus D2, 1 for a win. And we'll highlight that. So that's what it looks like. And now that we've recorded our results for the 150, we'll take this information right here and we'll put it on our results page. So we made $23. We have a 1533 ROI, and we're 1-0. So we have a 100% winning percentage in the 150 for now. That will change. Again, that my ROI on a contest like that is anywhere from like 10 to 12%, so certainly not the best bang for my buck. And we'll do our classic here. Again, if you see, these are all quarter jukeboxes. So we won $58 off of $17. So there's where you're going to start to see some value, some bang for your buck. So almost a 300% ROI just at the quarter arcade. Again, if you can master the quarter arcade, you can do really well. A lot of people will criticize the quarter arcade and say, oh, well, the best players are playing at the high stakes. And that's certainly true. But if you look at the results of what actually wins a quarter arcade, a lot of the times the top score in the quarter arcade is higher than any of the high dollar scores. So they're actually very challenging to win. But at the same time, if you look at the number of contestants that we had here, 23,781, identical to the mini-max. And we put in 150 to win 173 on the mini-max. I had $17.75 total in the quarter arcades or quarter jukeboxes. They used to be called the quarter arcade. Now they're called quarter jukebox. So I apologize for not calling them by their right name. So we'll just go in and we can copy and paste the slate, record 1775, 5837. So just side by side, you can already see, we put less money into the quarter arcade. We won more money than we did at the mini-max, despite finishing 14th overall in the mini-max. $40 of profit, 228% ROI. So that's why I really encourage you guys to stay at the low stakes for as long as you can to build up your reps and be able to see how you did, where you can improve, and how everything's going. So again, the late night, you start looking at, $10 into 697. Okay, not going to kill you. So on our 14 gamer, we want to record that for our 14 games. We're at $40 here. So we'll just copy and paste this. This was a losing slate, so we'll put it in red. 1025 into 697. We'll take a loss there. This is a 707 start time, a 3-gamer. And this is what I do every day. It's very tedious. It's very boring. I get that, but winning is not just chasing dollars and exciting wins. Again, here on the micro booster, put in $12 of action into $20. And with the micro boosters, you'll see that sometimes it'll be multiple slates. I don't break it out per slate. I just do it for however I performed on the night. So on this, I'll just take out the time and say various. There's various contests, various slates. Put in 12. We want 20. Again, nothing to write home about, but it's progress. And you can imagine how you scale this, what that looks like. So our micro boosters will go ahead and record the results. $8. 66. That's not right. No, that is right. I'm sorry. ROI 6667. Want to know 100%. We'll go down to the night slate. Tally up our results. Again, quarter arcade, $38 off a $10 investment. This is a 6:40 p.m. 4-gamer. 10 into 38.05. And we'll go ahead and give ourselves a tally in the column. So we've got 2 winning game numbers so far, and our 1 loss is basically $3. So the rake. You're going to pay rake when you lose. Cuts into your winnings, but it's a lot easier to stomach it when you're winning. So satellites, again, this is another opportunity for where you can grow your bankroll. And I want to show you guys something here. So the satellites, you'll notice I'm competing for tickets into the Millionaire Maker. DraftKings is running a Millionaire Maker on the opening night of the NFL season for the Showdown slate, so I want tickets into that. MMA, tickets into that. I'm not a great MMA player, but part of the reason winning tickets is awesome is it gives you an opportunity to learn new sports. I've been able to make some money at golf because of tickets that I won. So again, what we really want to focus on is not so much the contest that we're trying to get into, but more so the buy-ins here. If you have a bunch of quarter arcades, then you can quarter entrance, then you're able to do 150 lineups at the very lowest level without putting a whole $150 into the mini-max. That's why I recommend don't do the mini-max until you're actually producing 150 lineups in various quarter contests, and at that point you can understand, hey, you know what, this is really working out. I'm ready for the mini-max. I've shown a profit. I've got to level 1. I have over $250 in profit. So you've got a good foundation. What you're doing is working. You've got a sample size that's large enough to be able to understand, hey, you know what I'm doing is working, so I can take some chances. So this is sweet, man. Look at this. $37 of entry fees into satellites, and we have $110 in tickets. And some of them I tied, so I got $1.50. So the way I'll record this is I'll use the same thing that I use for the micro boosters because I'm playing satellites in every slate that offers them. We put in $37 and we have $111.50. So we have $74.50 basically of take what equity moving forward. And that's why I put it outside of the regular total of what we're doing, because satellites are just tickets right now. And then when we have an opportunity to redeem those tickets, then we'll put them in our various bankroll amounts depending on what sport we're playing it. So pretty decent night of results last night. I don't do this every night, believe me. It's certainly nice to start off with a winner to show you guys how you can level up starting at the very bottom. and we'll go from there. So here's the showdowns. Showdown. You'll see I play every single slate. So you have the Houston, Los Angeles Angels, Cardinals, Rockies, and this is what I'm looking at here. Boston, Tampa Bay, Cincinnati Cubs. So we put in 37.25, 40.04. So a win is a win is a win. So I'll take it. But this is to show you guys again how you diversify, so that everything starts to add up and everything's working together. You know, you're playing a couple of slates. Let's say you play 10 slates a night on a busy night like last night, and you make $10 a slate with the quarters. All right, well, 10 times 10 is $100. You made $100. You know, so in one night of playing DFS, this thing that you love, you made more than, you know, what you could make as a part-time job working as like a substitute teacher. So again, here's turbo number one. This was a 5-10 slate. 5-10 was a 4-gamer. So we'll go back to our classic. We'll just copy because we took a loss here. So 5-10 p.m. 4-game. We put in 10.25. So minus 550. And then this is what this little formula thing here is to be able to just record results. So I'll take my 4-game results, 28.05, put it here. I lost 475 on this slate. Oh, I'm sorry, I put that in the wrong. I lost 550 on this slate, leaving us with 22.55. So now we have a 2-game sample size of 4 gamers, and we're up $22.50. I will go down to our other turbo. This was a 6-gamer, 13.35, $10. So slow and steady wins the race. This is a marathon. It is not a sprint. And I guarantee, you know, the moment you change from a marathon to a sprint, because I definitely do it, and that's the thing with DFS, when you're winning, it feels like you're never going to lose. And when you lose, it feels like you're never going to win again. And you can't get too high with the wins. You can't get too low with the losses. And that's why I do all of this, so that I have some results and a sample size to anchor to how I'm doing overall when things take a turn for worse. Then we go down and we have our winner take all contest. These have a little bit more variance because if you're finishing high, so like on this one right here, any other tournament, if I finish 4th, I would cash, but we're playing, we want to win everything. And so 4th place isn't 1st place, so I didn't win. So we put in $7, we lost all of it. So we'll take a loss here. Hey, Davidson. Excuse me a second, guys. Sorry about that. One of the dogs gets overly excited when people come home. Okay, so we'll go ahead and the winner take all, minus 775. Got a minus 100% ROI. No winning percentage. Showdown, we're up 279. 749. And then our classics. So check this out. So after one night, our goal is to get to 250. We're already 25% of there just playing the quarters. So that's how you do this. That's how you start to get good. That's how you get your reps. That's how you learn if what you're doing is working. You know, by starting out at the quarters, again, it's not glamorous. I understand that, but it gives you enough of a sample size, especially broken out over the different number of games per slate, so you can see how you're performing. And once you go from level 0 to level 1, just playing the quarters, it's phenomenal. That's extremely challenging to do. And then that gives you the confidence, okay, well, now I can move up to the $1. And that's the problem, is a lot of people just, you know, they see the commercials, they see, you know, the screenshot life on Twitter, and that's not the reality. It takes a lot of work to get to those levels. So we'll go ahead and just take a look at how we did for the day. So just playing quarters, made almost $100. Our average buy-in, because this is taking into consideration the mini maxes, are at 40 cents, almost a 20% ROI, 72 winning percentage. So the ROI should stay about around this area. The winning percentage will go down. So we'll just continue to log this every day. I'm not going to bore you guys by going through everything. Again, full transparency. So you see my DraftKings results that we downloaded, DraftKings contest history. That way I want you guys to be able to take a peek of what it's like on a day-to-day basis. So as you're developing your game and learning how to play, you can see that what is presented on Twitter is not always the reality, and that the way to go is definitely just taking your time, getting your own style, building slowly, marathon, not a sprint. So that's all we got, and I'll talk to you guys again later.